DC's Police Chief Pamela Smith says she will be stepping down at the end of this month. She has served as chief for a little over 2 years now. Our Matt Gregory is live outside of DC Police headquarters. Matt, I got to tell you, this news broke unexpectedly this morning, catching many people off guard. Do we know at this hour why she's stepping down?
Well, I mean, at this point, what she has said is that it's time, right? And that it's a personal decision she discussed with her family. But it is curious because we're right now seeing a drop in violent crime across D.C. over the last 2 years during her tenure, as well as approaching an 8-year low in homicides. So we did ask her, does federal intervention that we've seen this year have anything to do with it? But to bring you back, Chief Smith became chief back in 2023. That's when Mayor Bowser put her in charge. Now, this was in the midst of a violent crime spike in D.C. Over the last 2 years, like we talked about, D.C. police report numbers have come down significantly. But at the same time, Chief Smith has come under fire over the last year. Her office, especially the Trump administration's federal police surge in the district, threatened her leadership at one point, looking to take over MPD. That did not happen, but the Congressional House Oversight Committee has launched investigations into D.C.'s crime stats and management. Now, Smith says there's been no wrongdoing, but when asked if these contributed to her decision to leave, this is what Chief Smith said.
My decision was not factored into anything with respect other than the fact that it's time. I've had 28 years in law enforcement, and I've been running for 28 years. This has really been a fast-paced role because it is in a major city.
Now, coming up at 5, we're going to look a little bit deeper into Chief Smith's announcement, including what is next for her and what's next for MPD and DC police overall. And we're also going to talk to DC residents, DC natives, about what they think of the 2-year job that Chief Smith has done. It's coming up in 1 hour here on WSA 9. But for now, outside of MPD headquarters, I'm Matt Gregory. Back to you.
Certainly not an easy decision on behalf of the chief. Matt, thanks so much. Pamela Smith became DC's police chief 2 years ago and during one of the most violent periods in the city's recent history. Tonight, the city's crime statistics paint a picture of significant progress, but some continue to raise questions about whether the numbers tell the whole story. Chief investigative reporter Eric Flack joining us now. And Flack, I know you've been digging into the data for us. You've been looking at these numbers closely. What stands out to you most?
Annie, Chief Pamela Smith took command in November 2023, and the city, as you will recall, was reeling. There were 274 homicides by the end of that year, the most in a generation. Department data now shows Chief Smith will leave D.C. in a much safer way than she found it.
Crime data pulled from the D.C. Police website shows dramatic improvement under Police Chief Pamela Smith. Overall, crime is down 8% during Smith's first 2 years compared to the previous 2 coming out of the pandemic. But it's the violent crime categories that tell the most striking story. Homicides dropped 27% over the 2-year period, with a 30% reduction this year alone. Assaults with dangerous weapons and robberies are also both down 30%. Even the department's ability to solve murders has improved dramatically. When Smith took over, police were solving just about half of murder cases. This year, that number is up to 82%. President Trump says the federal law enforcement surge he ordered back in August of this year is responsible for 2025's improvements. However, the data shows violent crime was already declining in 2024. Before federal agents arrived. Meanwhile, in its statement, the D.C. Police Union continued to raise concerns over alleged manipulation of crime data and mismanagement within MPD. Allegations Smith denies.
Now, not all the news is positive. General theft is up 8% under Chief Smith, but that's even as theft from vehicles is down by nearly 3,000 incidents. Annie?
Flack, I want to ask you, this is a critical time for D.C. and whoever replaces Chief Smith will, of course, inherit a huge task to continue this momentum she has built, right?
Yeah, and there's no timeline given yet for a nomination of a successor. The mayor in the press conference said she did want to have somebody, at least in an interim basis, in place by the end of the year. But in a statement, the police union calls for a comprehensive and deliberate search for the next chief. Their ideal candidate will, quote, prioritize respect for the rank and file officers and have a focus on building up officer morale.
All right, certainly look ahead to the future of D.C. and we've been through this before, Eric, but thanks so much for shedding some light on those statistics.
You got it.